From the Ron Miller Race Car Studio, this is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. Coming at you. Oh, there he is. I forget there's a little delay when I click to bring you on there. It doesn't pop you in right away. Welcome to...
when that happens.
Yeah. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and joining us tonight...
A special guest.
2-1. There he is. The one, the only, Craig Dippman from Dippman Motorsports. He's got a big announcement coming up tonight. Fun things we'll be talking about. Sorry we're a little bit late tonight. Had a little bit of an issue. The guy in charge was in the wrong stream, so we kind of had to kick everybody out, make them all come back, and we're all here, and it's working. So that's cool.
Our board operator screwed up again.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. I don't know. It's new software. This is a new world. It's a new world.
We just had our old world figured out.
Yeah, no, I don't even think we had that figured out, but
now it's time to learn a new one.
Yeah, coming at you live from the Hammer Racing Studio, the Ron Miller Race Cars headquarters, office, whatever that is, prize trophy room. Yeah, right. Oh man, that's right. This is all backwards. And then way over there, live from Dippman Motorsports, it's Craig Dippman joining us tonight. And,
I'm in the executive headquarter offices.
Executive headquarters. Okay, I got you.
I got the living room.
It all works.
I haven't stepped up to getting an office yet.
Okay. Well, maybe after this promotion that's going to be coming
I could
up.
take everybody on a virtual tour, you know. Show them
you got your toys over there?
My old cars, yeah. Oh, wait, we have another guest. There, I'm back.
All right. I was giving you the floor there for a minute. Coming at you live on Facebook and pre-recorded on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. And, of course, you can still listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, preferably iHeartRadio. But you could use iTunes, Google, whatever, Stitcher, Spotify. Hopefully my audio is a little bit better this week. I have the same crappy camera, but I have a different microphone, so hopefully we'll have a little bit better audio.
The camera looks a little better. Maybe you fixed the lighting.
I opened the window and it was sunny out, so I think that
okay.
I don't know. Tonight on the show, got a little bit of news. How about we go over that? We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll get to this cool promotion that I think everybody's going to enjoy. It'll give them something to do for probably the next month or so, and there's prizes involved, and racers can be involved, and fans can be involved, and we'll definitely need fans to help out, and we'll definitely need racers to be part of this, but we'll tell you all the details on that coming up in a little bit. First, I want to thank Ron Miller Race Cars for supporting the show, 734-856-7223. He's building iRacing rigs now, so if you need an iRacing rig,
we're here.
Give Veronica. Have you finished any yet?
No. Just
I forgot to do this. Forgot to make this happen. We have a new sponsor this week. It's right there, scrolling underneath the Ron. Oh, sorry. There he is, Big D's Pizza at 808 North Main Street, Clyde, Ohio, 415-547-1444. And he's got a special deal going on. If you mention the Hammer Down Racing Report, you'll save 10% off any order. So pretty cool deal there. Especially all our friends over there.
If you're anywhere near Clyde, that's definitely your go-to place for pizza.
Yeah. We wish it was a little closer to us because when the King Seeds were in, they brought us pizza now from Big D's. That was
how far they
really good stuff.
Yeah. What'd you say, Craig?
You know how far they deliver?
Probably not to Oregon, but
not to Oregon.
Maybe for the right price. Maybe for the right price.
On the right way.
Right.
He's closer than you are.
That's right. True. Oh, crap. I just realized something I forgot to do. Anyways, thanks to Dean Henry, Big D's Pizza for helping out. Again, we're using this different software while we're observing and doing the social distancing. And it looks like we're going to be doing this for a while now. So that kind of sucks, unfortunately. But hopefully racing.
Ohio's governor said that social distancing through the end of April.
Yeah. So, and we got something you can do through the end of April to keep you occupied, at least help you out. Let's talk a little bit of a racing, sort of virtual racing that happened. Timmy Hill, he was the winner of the NASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series race, the virtual Texas Motor Speedway. On Sunday, he nudged William Byron out of the way to take the lead after a late restart and picked up the win. It was a pretty big deal for Timmy Hill, who a lot of people hadn't heard of. Isn't really low-funded team there. So pretty cool to see him get some notoriety.
You got to wonder if that name recognition might help NASCAR career.
Well, I've
a
read
lot of people know his name now.
Yeah, that may help him pick up some sponsors for his real car. So that'd be cool. Anyway, this weekend they'll be at the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway, 1 o'clock, also on Fox again. The last broadcast, I guess, topped the initial race, the first one they did. Where was that? Homestead. So this one's going to be at Bristol, and I guess they're going to do it a little bit different format where they're going to have a couple of heat races to set the starting lineup for the main event.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and this thing, iRacing, is making out like incredibly well on this whole deal. They have a special Saturday night thing they're doing. All the other racing series are using iRacing. We'll talk more about that a little bit later as well. Speaking of IndyCar iRacing, Sage Karam, I hope that's how you pronounce his name. He led the American Red Cross Grand Prix from virtual Watkins Glen from start to finish to win the first IndyCar iRacing Challenge Series race. That was on Saturday. Their next event's coming up this Saturday, 2:30, from virtual Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama. That race will be on NBCSN because our sports networks has nothing else to cover except for virtual racing. Speaking of other racing, everybody's doing it. World of Outlaws. James Eden won the World of Outlaws Sprints virtual Lernerville race on Monday. UMP Mod Kingpin Mike McKinney won the virtual dirt track at Charlotte late model race also on Monday. Yesterday, Christopher Bell won the World of Outlaws sprint race at virtual Charlotte. And Trent Ivey was the late model winner last night. So it's all going on. I don't want to make too big a deal about it, but it's the only racing that's really happening.
And it's actually entertaining, Scott.
Some of it. I mean, I'm almost getting sick. It's like every night there's like 32 iRacing things on. I mean, it's cool when it's like real racing, but I don't know. What do you feel about it, Craig?
I truthfully haven't even had a chance to watch any of it yet. I have not watched one single bit. Up until a few nights ago, I didn't even hear about it.
Apparently, this whole social distancing is not affecting you very much.
I've actually spent a lot of time out in the shop. I've been putting in 14, 15-hour days out there.
All right, a couple of news stories to touch on here real quick before we talk about this super fantastic, cool promotion coming up. Did you guys hear about this? I-37 Speedway in Pleasanton, Texas, was able to race this past Saturday night. They actually real cars, not iRacing, an actual racetrack. And in doing so, they set an all-time short track attendance record.
Wow.
Do you know how much?
For short tracks everywhere or just for there?
I'm guessing everywhere. The grandstands were completely empty.
Oh.
An agreement with the county included no spectators allowed and a carefully controlled pit area population. A 40-car maximum with just one crew member per car was in place. No congregating was allowed in the pit area. There was no concession or souvenir stands open. Fans did have the opportunity to watch the race live on raceontexas.com, which I guess is an online streaming kind of deal. I think you could probably go there and watch the races now. But Robert Mitten Jr., whoever that guy is, he won the 11-car limited modified feature. Colin Hodges bested the 20-car factory stock feature. So there was some actual racing that did take place this past weekend. So I figured that was pretty cool. Look, I printed this on the back of some Oakshade lineups.
All right.
I wonder what year. Oh,
Recycling at its finest, Scott.
Yeah, that's from August. This is even from this past year. Yeah. Tony Stewart, did you hear this? He may end up running all 4 races at Indy over the Independence Day holiday, assuming that we're back to racing by then. Hopefully we are. They have the BC 39 USAC Midgets race on the dirt track there. The IndyCar GMR Grand Prix is going to be happening because they rescheduled that from May. The Xfinity Series race will be at Indy. I think that's on the road course too. And that's one Tony Stewart has already committed to. So he's already going to be there. And I guess the Indy, I forget who it was. Some guy in charge at Indy asked him to race all 4 races, including the Cup race. I know that he wouldn't be able to do it in his own team car unless he was able to get a waiver from NASCAR because he's already got 4 cars and that's the limit unless you get a waiver. But he could drive for someone else if somebody else put up a ride, but I don't know if that would happen. Tony said he'd entertain the idea, so he could end up running all 4 series that weekend.
Well, that'd be pretty cool. Tony's a big fan draw.
And it's Indy. That's his home track pretty much.
Right.
So another thing we're not going to report on because everything's canceled locally unless you go to Pleasanton, Texas. Each week, the tracks are canceling races. Attica keeps canceling every week. At this point, we're just going to say everything's canceled until May. If there is a race that pops up sometime before then or when we do start racing, we'll start reporting on that. But we're not going to go through everything that's canceled. I know Eldor's pushed stuff back, so it's just
at this point, local racing is probably anything from New York City to L.A.
Kind of, or Pleasanton, Texas.
Yeah.
NBC is launching a short track iRacing challenge April 6th through the 9th. That's Monday through next Thursday. I guess they're capitalizing on the popularity of the NASCAR guys on Fox doing the iRacing thing. They're going to be running short tracks. I think Myrtle Beach was one. There's a few of them, but they're going to have a few different drivers each night. I think there's 6 drivers each night. Dale Jr., Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin's on there, but then yeah.
Matt DiBenedetto.
Thank you. I didn't. If his name's not written in front of me, I can't say it. But I think it's 6 drivers each night, the first 3 nights, and the top 2 qualify for that final race on Thursday. So they're going to be each night next week. There's going to be even more iRacing on, but that's going to be featuring the NASCAR guys. That'll be on NBCSN. So there you go. You got it.
I wonder if any of our listeners would know the iCup racing. Are those races archived anywhere where somebody could watch them? Like Craig, who's never watched one.
Right.
I'm sure. I know on YouTube I see some clips. I don't know if it's just highlights or the whole race. But
I haven't seen any full races on there. I saw a couple little clips, but I went to watch one, and that's all I saw was a couple little clips.
Okay.
Your race from New Year's Day is on there. That's still pretty entertaining.
Yes. Was it my race or your race?
I think both your guys.
It was your race more than halfway.
All right. I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. One last thing.
Now, wait, racing down in Texas? Are they planning on doing that on a weekly basis, or is that just a one-time thing?
I don't know. It didn't say, but that is something I should look into. That would have been a good reporting job if I would have done that. But I don't know. I'll look up that. I have some breaking news. Let's see if this works. Oh, there it is.
Oh, baby, here we go.
The only problem is I can't fade it out.
I thought you were going to say you couldn't stop it.
I couldn't. Oh, you turned green for a minute. Breaking news. This actually, I think I read this earlier, but NASCAR officially released a statement. I got a little after 5:00 tonight about the car, the next gen car. And the quote goes like this: due to the challenges related to the coronavirus pandemic, the debut of the next gen car will be delayed until 2022. The decision was made in collaboration with OEMs and team owners. We will continue to develop the next generation car, and a revised testing timeline will be shared when more information is available. That's from John Probst, NASCAR Senior Vice President of Racing Innovation. Originally, that car was supposed to debut next season, and it was the one we talked about where the single lug nut. And,
so everybody that was predicting wheels flying all over the place going to have to wait another year.
Yeah. So that's all the news I have for this week. Yeah. So Craig Dippman, guy over there on the right of your screen, he called me up on Monday and had this pretty cool idea. And we kind of jumped on it, and I'm not going to spoil it. So, Craig, why don't you tell us kind of what we're going to do? And you named it. So what's the name of it and what's happening?
Well, Scott, is what we have going on is we decided that since we have a little bit of downtime before we get fired off with real racing, one thing we've missed out on this year has been some of the car shows. So when it comes down to it, we had tossed around the idea of putting together a car show, virtual style, like pretty much everything else has gone to the last 2 months or so. So right now we're ready to fire off for the 2020 Dippman Motorsports virtual car show. And basically what we're going to be doing is over the next 2 weeks with your assistance in getting everything set up with the website and everything, we're going to have the submissions of the cars by the different racers. And then we're going to basically have, after a period of time, we're looking at 2 weeks for that. We're going to have a selection committee drop that down to an 8-car finalist that then we're going to toss it over to the fans to decide who the winners are going to be.
And prizes are available for this. So
prizes are racers. Yes, prizes are going to, we decided that we're going to be tossing out. Right now it's looking at first place is going to get Dippman Motorsports a $200 credit. Anything I have at my disposal will be included on that. Second place is going to be Ron Miller over there. Ron Miller Race Cars. There you go. Ron Miller Race Cars going to have a $100 credit to his store. Third place, we are going to nail it down to a third place, and third place is going to be looking at Corrigan Race Fuels. Has put up 10 gallons of Sunoco race fuel that we're going to be given to the third place.
So what we've decided we're going to do is starting right after the show tonight, visit our Facebook page. Stop by there. If you're on there now, you don't have far to go. But if you're listening to us on iTunes or your podcast or in sometime not live, just visit our page. I'll have a post pinned to the top. And what we want you guys to do, you racers out there, is to post a picture of your car. And okay.
Attention. Right here, Scott. Hello.
That was racing related. That was Oak
Squirrel.
Shade. That was Oak Shade. We're going to add a sponsor next week, apparently. We're going to get some Oak Shade on here. Anyways, what we're going to do is, where was I? Oh, yeah. Have a post after the show. Post a picture of your car in the comments, and feel free to scroll through them and check them out from time to time, because we'll leave that up for 2 weeks. So if your car's not ready just yet, you got some time to throw some sheet metal on it, get it skinned. Talk to one of these two. Wait, which one is it? Nope, this one. Talk to one of these two guys right here. If you need some help getting your car together, looking good, get a picture of it. It's got to be your car now. You can't have a picture of a previous car because once the selection committee selects the final 8, the top 8, I guess, and if there's any doubt that it's not a current car, we may make you hold up a picture of the Hammer Down Racing Report in a picture next to your car or something. I don't know. We'll figure out some way to verify that it's an actual recent picture.
Now, Scott, you said that they have to put a picture up. Could they post an album showing 2 or 3 different angles of the car?
Yeah, you can post more. Sorry, I just had a lot of caffeine. I think that was it. Yeah, I don't know if you can do an album in the comments, but you can post a few pictures of your cars in the comments there.
Whatever you can get posted.
Yeah, and we'll leave it up there, and it'll be like a virtual car show. It's the 2020 Dippman Motorsports virtual car show. So feel free to browse through it. Come back. There'll be more cars added at the bottom of that throughout, like I said, the next 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from tonight will be the selection show. So we'll stop taking people being able to upload their picture probably right before we go on 2 weeks from tonight. Maybe I guess we have to have a little bit of time to figure out who our final 8's going to be, because there's going to be a selection committee of 8 people. Each of those 8 people will pick one car that'll be in that tournament. It's going to turn into a tournament with those final 8. We'll have matchups that we'll announce, and then you guys, people that listen to the show, will be able to vote. We'll have polls on Facebook or somewhere. It'll probably be on Facebook at this point.
You mean like we're going to have brackets, something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Actually,
Ooh,
I'll make a graphic that has the brackets, but then we'll also have the polls where you could vote, and that will be up for a week at a time for that first round. So after that first round, we'll see who the final 4 are. Then we'll do another week with those 2 matches, figure out who the final 2 is going to be. And then we'll have a week for that, but we'll also pit the 2 losers from the bracket of 4 up against each other, because they'll be competing for that 3rd place 10 gallons of race fuel. So hopefully that makes sense. I'll draw it out, be a picture. I don't know. It might make more sense there. Dean Henry says he'll put up a gift card for the car show. So we'll get with him. So if you got something you want to throw in, are you okay with that, Craig? If people want to,
I am perfectly fine with that. Any way we can get out and actually have some interest in racing and get people's mind off of sitting at home is what this is all about.
And I think it's a pretty cool idea. So looking at dates, so we have until the 16th. April 16th is you have until then to get your car into the show, the virtual show. By uploading it, like I said, into our comments. I'll have a post on there. I'll have all the instructions where you can put the picture of your car. Then from the 16th through the 20, we'll say we'll end it the day before we go on. 16th through the 22nd will be that first round of 8. Then the 23rd through the 30th will be the final 4 round. And then it'll be the first week of May, basically. I guess it's April 30th through the 7th for the championship and the 3rd place winner. So that's when we'll name them and award the prizes, and might have Craig back on the show. I'll give us something to talk about for the next month or so, I guess.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So let's get the car done, Jamie Fowler. Hey, Craig, say hi. And Oakshade's going to throw in a pit pass. Is that just for one night, or is that going to be for the whole season, Pam? I don't know. I'm just asking. It doesn't matter to me. I had questions for you. So we got the prizes. Again, go through the prizes again. The prizes awarded to the car owners.
Right now, the winner's going to receive $200 credit to Dippman Motorsports. I have race fuel. I have parts available. You can use it. I'll be at the racetrack if you want to save it and use it for either T-shirts or parts that are needed at the racetrack at Oakshade. That's perfectly fine with me. The second place is going to be Ron Miller Race Cars, $100 credit. And I'm sure that with Ron, you can talk about some of the products. I know you have the Towel City tires for the Bomber guys.
Absolutely. And really, whatever they want to spend their $100 on, it's fine with me.
Excellent. And then on the tail side of it, right now we got third place is Corrigan Race Fuels has tossed up 10 gallons of Sunoco race fuel, of which is the racing fuel that I carry at the shop here.
Greg has a good question, and we forgot to address this. This is open to any kind of race car. I mean, you don't have to have a dirt car. It doesn't have to be a stock car. Sprint cars, asphalt cars.
Drag racing, any kind of. What about go-karts, guys? You want to do go-karts too?
I have no problem, but the more the merrier.
There you go. So if it races, then you could go ahead and enter it into the 2020 Dippman Motorsports Virtual Car Show, and you'll have a chance to win that money. And again, the audience participation will occur once we have that initial round or the 8 finalists selected here in a couple weeks. So get your car together. If you do, go out, take a picture of it, and get ready to upload it. And I'm sure a lot of people that may not. Pam says about, so I'm guessing that's one pit pass from Oakshade there. But go out, get your pictures of your cars taken, get ready to upload them, get ready to look at some pretty cool cars. I know there was no car show down at BG this year, so maybe this is a different way to do that. And probably a good thing there was no car show in BG, since that's about the time when all
this wouldn't have happened anyway.
Yeah, all the crap hit the fan there. Or we would have started it and we wouldn't have been able to go get our cars back. That would have
been fun.
So, well, we got
in the mall at a time.
Yeah, and you got to push your car yourself. I want to see you do.
Please don't start the cars in the mall.
Well, we got you, Craig. What are your racing plans this year, assuming we get to racing at some point?
Racing plans are still going to be looking at racing Lima Land. We're still going to be looking at doing the track service over to Oakshade right now. And there's some talk that we might do the track service also down at Lima Land when we're down there. We're also going to be doing the other car will be set up hopefully by that time, get the motor done by DAS. Gets her all completed. Dave currently working on a few motors in line before mine, and going to have mine set. Hopefully we'll get her strapped in and get that car ready for Eldora.
Think we could get Dave to throw in an engine?
Nope. I don't think so. Not.
I don't think so. We can talk to him, but I don't think if he does toss it in, I don't believe it's going to be the engine we're looking for.
Okay, that makes sense. Make sure you share once I get after the show tonight and get that post up there for people to be able to post their cars. Make sure to share that with all your racer friends to make sure that people that aren't listening to this didn't see our broadcast, hear our podcast, that they can get involved in this. And I'll write down in that post all the prizes that are available and the timelines. So. Like I said, I'll be making that post here. It'll probably be about 8 o'clock before I get it up there. But again, got 2 weeks to get a picture of your car posted to be considered from the selection committee for the final.
I'm sure there's a lot of cars that are already. So this gives them a couple of weeks to start waxing them and making them look pretty.
Yeah, you had a guy.
I'm sure your car's ready, right, Craig?
No. I'm not even close enough to even try lying about that. Neither one of mine are even close. The closest one I got is the modified's about 3/4 of the way ready. I need to strap on a new front end to that one, but the 2 stock cars are nowhere near.
Well, the Attica guys, since they were supposed to start a couple of weeks ago now, they should be ready. We should have plenty of sprint cars ready to go. Some late models too, I'm assuming. So, and we're not restricting this on any kind of geographic area. So, I mean, you guys up there in Michigan, you want to get on this? You guys down under in Australia,
our good friends in Australia could send in entries.
Yeah,
they just finished their season, so maybe some of those guys are ready.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's up to them to figure out how to get their prizes. They got to come here to get it. So.
Absolutely.
I don't think Craig's going to.
And I think a few of them come over for the summer too, don't they?
Well, the flights are kind of restricted into and out of Australia right now, so I'm not sure that we'll be seeing anybody anytime soon.
Well, hopefully we get that worked out.
Maybe midsummer.
Right. So, anyways, we're opening this up to anybody. You guys down in Pleasanton, Texas, that were racing this past weekend, get your cars up. You're eligible. A picture of my car just showed up. Hey, look at that.
There you go.
Oh, that's
my brother,
beautiful.
Isn't it? Anyway.
Somebody's working on your car as we speak?
No, that was probably... Actually, that was from the beginning of last season when it was too wet to park where we normally do. Anyways, moving on. Last week we did how many for what was going to be the number of the winning car in the NASCAR iRace on Sunday, and it was Timmy Hill, number 66. And I forgot to do my prep work for this because originally I had left this off. But I can tell you that I was the winner of the in-studio or the on-show guests, I guess you could say. Ron, you guessed it was going to be number 8. I said 92, so I was closer to the 66. And I hope I got this right because I kind of scrolled through last week's show's comments real quick while Craig was talking and saw that Cody Thomas guessed 42, which I believe is the closest. And he gets the free large pizza from Big D's Pizza over in Clyde. So get with Dean Henry there and get your free pizza.
Were we going to have our auditing company double check your numbers, or are you pretty confident that that's right?
I'm pretty confident, but if somebody else can prove me wrong, then go for it. That's fine. I may have missed something. Like I said, I kind of did a quick scroll through there while Craig was talking. And I didn't have how many for this week, so I need your help, guys. What can we do for this week?
Since there's so little going on, I think we better duplicate last week.
Winning car number from Bristol on Sunday?
That's it.
All right, there it is. So, excuse me, if you want to get in on the how many for next week and a chance to win a free pizza from Big D's over there in Clyde, who is open during this crazy time. And hats off to those guys and the guys and gals working at the grocery stores, especially the medical workers who are, continuing to do stuff on the front lines where we're sitting here behind cameras in our homes.
All of our medical personnel, the nurses, boy, we've got a lot of nurses in our family. And, boy, they've been working hard under tough conditions.
Same here. Got a lot of the family in the nursing field, and hats off to them.
So pick your number. Go ahead and leave it in the comments of our Facebook Live. And if you're not watching this live, again, you can go back to this video if you're listening to us on the podcast or on YouTube, and just put your guess in there before Sunday at 1 o'clock, and you'll be entered. Again, it's the number of the winning car, virtual car, I should say, from the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, that race will be on Fox FS1 and I think the Fox Sports app starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And if and no, Ron, I'm not disqualified. No, John Young is upset you disqualified him last week. He guessed 24. Tim Fisher's guessing.
Back in.
Yeah. So go ahead and post your guess there. If somebody guesses the same number, whoever guessed it first will get credit, and we'll get that. Big D's pizza. Have you ever had Big D's pizza?
No.
Correct.
No.
I have.
Yeah, so have I.
Oh, buddy, it was good.
Gonna have to make a trip out there.
Absolutely. Definitely worth it. Again, mention the Hammer Down Racing Report. You save 10% off your order. And we got the phone number for Big D scrolling at the bottom. It'll be coming eventually.
Greg can go first for his pick.
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll go last year's racing number. Had my driver running the number 21. We'll stick with that number.
Mr. Hammer?
That's De Benedetto. I could say it that time.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 8 since you had 8 last week. I think Junior's going to get it figured out.
I think, I'm going with Timmy Hill, 66.
That's a good guess. I saw something? I saw something where they were talking about because he moved. Who was it? He moved out of the way. William Byron. That's right. 24. Moved him. He kind of nudged him there in the Texas race. Is there going to be payback in iRacing? I would think that would be a lot easier.
Yeah, but they've got the reset button.
Yeah, but this past week, they only had one reset where the week before they had 2. I think they were trying to cut down on the cautions. I wonder what they'll do for Sunday's race at Bristol, since there's probably going to be a lot of cautions anyways, just because it's Bristol.
And unlimited tires.
Yeah, and they're a lot cheaper too. Even cheaper than what you can sell them for, Ron.
Absolutely.
Next week on the show, I'm kind of curious. I'm thinking there's probably some of our listeners that participate in iRacing. I'd like to get an iRacing expert on. So maybe if there's any iRacing, if we get somebody that actually competes in iRacing, has an iRacing rig. I know I saw who was it? I can't. Kingseed had a sprint car one that he had made. But if we got somebody that has one and does a lot of iRacing, wants to be on the show next week, contact me, shoot me a message or something. We want to talk to you. I want to learn more about this iRacing and why. I don't know. I just want to learn more about it.
Why it's so popular.
Yeah, well, it's so I know why it's so popular. It's because there's nothing else to do.
Well, and actually, it pays pretty well.
That's right. There are cash prizes for these races too. Even the down at the World of Outlaw level, was it $1,000 they're racing for?
$1,000, and the young man that won that one towards the end of the real race season was it $40,000?
Oh yeah, that was their actual regular league of just iRacers. Yeah, that didn't have any of the regular racers involved. But I guess we've talked to Anton before. Anton Hernandez. Dean Henry says he runs. He's running the USAC race tonight because everybody's doing iRacing. So maybe, if he's not racing next week, maybe we'll talk to him too and see what he thinks.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. We'll get with Dean and see if we can arrange for that. But that's about all I got for this week with not much race action happening. You guys got anything else?
No, I'm good.
I'm all set.
All right.
Everybody stay safe. And remember that social distancing. Wash your hands. You've heard it a lot of times, and it works.
I feel like we're too close. There.
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, a little bit of distance there, a little bit wider shot. So again, we'll be back live, and thanks for the sponsors rolling in. Again, Remula Race Cars, Big D's Pizza stepping up. Looks like I got a message from Oakshade Raceway, so we'll talk to them and get that squared away. If you want to join us, become a sponsor, you can visit PayPal me/HammerDownRacing, or you can Venmo me. That was the first time I did this with Big D's. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but at Scott Hammer, well, there's dashes in there, 20. And $25 will get you added to our little scroll here. So Mr. Dippman Motorsports.
If somebody wants to make a cash sponsorship, just drive down Whiteford Center Road when you go past my driveway, throw the money out, and we'll have somebody come out and get it.
And maybe I can get some better equipment here and make this a little bit better, or we can keep this going with this software. It seems to be working pretty good. Is it working all right for you guys? You think it's okay?
Yeah, it's fine here.
Okay. Yeah, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of this new format as far as how things are working, if it's watchable and everything. And we appreciate you bearing with us as we, this is uncharted territory for us. We're not in the studio anymore, and we're not going to be in the studio for at least another month. So,
something, Scott, I'd like to hear from our listeners. And I know our audience is kind of diverse. I'd like to know where they're from. Now, obviously, we've got a lot of listeners, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, but especially if you're somewhere other than those three states, just pop us a line. Let us know where you're listening from.
There you go. Drop a comment on our Facebook Live as well. Even if you're not live, you can come back. Taylor, she's is Taylor a nurse? Was she a nurse?
Yes, Taylor is a nurse.
There's a lot of nurses in the racing family. Like pretty much everybody. That's crazy. All right, cool. So we'll be back live next week at 7:00. Craig Dippman, thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll have you back on once we get our selection committee. And we'll have to figure out our selection committee too. And again, 2 weeks from tonight, we'll announce that final 8. And I'll have more information posted on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/HammerDownRacingReport. Keep an eye on that, and we'll keep you updated. And get those cars ready. We want to see you in the 2020 Dippman Motorsports Virtual Car Show on our Hammer Down Racing Report Facebook page. Stop by, check out those cars. We'll have people posting them again the next 2 weeks. Cool. I got to find our close here. Here it is. All right, we're out. We'll see you. Goodbye. We're leaving. Let's just end this. Okay. Bye.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio. Listen on demand on iHeartRadio.